Good afternoon once again and welcome as we officially kick off the 2025 edition of the program that brings you updates of events as they unfold both locally and across the borders. My name is Amfa PD. So officially, wherever you're watching us from, Nairobi, Kisumu, Mombasa, Eldoret, Marsabit, Moyale, Turkana, every part of this country or even across the borders, good afternoon and welcome. We officially start off the show and we are starting off, normally we start off with the score to give us updates of what's been happening across the borders, but this time round we want to start off officially with a discussion segment. And it is not just a discussion segment because we want to talk about champions who are here in studio with us. They went, they saw, they conquered, and the beauty is they are still a very young team, which shows that if we concentrate on this team, then truly we have a lot to talk about in the future. We are talking about Kenya Power Hitters with us in studio from Obuya Cricket Academy. They are just back into the country from India, where they went and took part in the Six Nation tournament that was it 6 or 7 teams that took part in the tournament that took part in India. They came back last week and here they are with us in studio from a very cold Delhi in India to a very, very hot weather in Nairobi. They are struggling to acclimatize, but it's okay. Home is best wherever you go. We are talking about Kenya Power Hitters with us in studio. Not only did they go and win the tournament, but we also have a history maker with us in studio, the First Lady umpire, not just in Kenya, but probably across the East African region. Also with us, Lydia Kaparo, who was the team manager of the team and also the First Lady umpire. Very proud of her, and she will be letting us know how it feels to be out there to give those calls out, when the appeals are done. Is she under pressure at any given time? Because there are those cheeky bowlers who will always try play with the umpire's mind. Let's start off by welcoming them in studio, and we start with you, Lydia. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you, PD. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't tell when we last met, but it's been a while. Karibu sana.
Yeah, asante sana.
Next to Lydia, we have with us, Yasha Gohil, batsman, wicket keeper, very, very composed. Also, Kenya under-19 team cricket team captain with us in studio. Very, very composed and at times makes some very, very drastic calls that helps the team by the end of the day. Yash, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
We cross over to my left and my immediate left. We have Preet Patel, also batsman with the team. One of the few that you would want to be in the crease at any given time to give you those big hits and give you the much needed runs in the team. Preet, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Last but not least is the ever-smiling, bowler. That's Kennedy Mwangi, the man who also went out there and, believe you me, got 3 wickets, not in the same over, but within 4 balls. Man of the match, our award in the match against Nepal. Ken, how did it feel?
So fun.
So fun.
I really enjoyed there.
Great.
Yeah, great.
Well, karibu sana to the studio as well. We also have Raymond Mwendwa, who is standing by. Should anything happen to any of these players, Raymond will quickly jump in and, the match will continue. Let's start off by just saying congratulations. Congratulations, you set the year into a very good note. Also from a cricket point of view, going out there and playing against the likes of India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Barbados, West Indies, and India B, teams from those countries is no mean achievement because those are big, big cricket nations in the world. We'll talk about that, but let's start with you, Lydia. Lydia, how was it like for you, to be the team manager of the team, but also to go out there and as an umpire nearly all the games? Was there pressure?
Not really, because for me, I think I've done a couple of T20s, and it's something like you continue doing it. It's not something like you're starting and you'll be under pressure to do. So I really enjoyed the standard of cricket is quite high. I really enjoyed also the team that I had because it was really easy to work with them, and on and off the field. So I really had a good time. I wouldn't say that I didn't enjoy. Apart from the cold, I still am recovering from that. So
no wonder it's hot and you're still.
yeah, I'm still trying to recover from that. But generally, I had an amazing time. I can't complain.
Were there moments when you had to?
Yes, a lot. And I think the first time, nobody thought that I knew what I was doing until I actually umpired in the first inning. And everybody who was watching was just like, oh, she knows what she's doing. Because not so many people know about me. I mean, from Africa, it's not so many people will know you in India. So as soon as I did the first inning, then they knew, okay, she knows what she's doing. And they kept on asking me, you're doing the next match, you're doing the next match. So I did all the semis and I did the final, which was a great opportunity for me.
Congratulations, and very proud of you. Yash, as a wicket-keeper, batsman, you know, as you go in, you're coming in from Nairobi, very hot. You go in Delhi in India, very, very cold. Not, you know, it's not normal for it to be cold in Delhi in December, but the weather is what it is, and you have to go out there. You see the teams that are lined up. Did you guys ever panic at any given time?
Not really. Of course, our conditions in Nairobi compared to conditions in India, they're not best suited for us. We're more foreigners into that country. We're not aware of pitch conditions or how the weather will play. But we stayed calm, we composed ourselves, we knew our talents and we knew our strengths, and we just backed each other up.
And as you do that, you know, Yasha, you go in and there are moments where you have to make the call. Whether you guys are bowling fast or you guys are, you know, batting faster. Do you always prefer to chase or, you know, to set a target?
Usually they say the best batsmen are the ones who are able to chase the score without getting out. So personally speaking, I like chasing because I believe my abilities, I know I can stay on that wicket long, get that score and stay not out.
Coincidentally, I always have a soft spot for any team that's chasing. You know, anytime I'm watching a game of cricket, I always have a soft spot for any team that's, you know, chasing and praying that they get, you know, to the target and hit. Let's get to you, Preet, and as a batsman, you went out there. How was it like batting? What were the conditions like? The crease, was it, you know, perfect for batting?
It was like the conditions were completely different compared to Nairobi when we play here. The pitch was different compared to Nairobi's pitches. I rarely got to bat because our top order batsmen were really great at their batting. I batted only in the first match where we just needed 2 runs to win, and I hit a 4.
You stamped your authority.
Yes, that was the only time I batted in India.
Wow.
Because our batsmen were great who are above me.
The top order.
Yeah.
As we talk about, we'll talk about, you know, the order of, you know, batting in the team and the confidence levels that were there, because it looks like batting was one of the strengths of this team before we look at the all-round nature of the team. Let's talk about the bowling beat. Ken, you know, you go in and bowling is one of those moments where you really, really need to put your opponents under pressure with your bowling to, you know, to reduce and minimize the runs. How was it like for you?
For me, as I know, as a bowler, you must know the weakness of the
batsman. His shots. For me, the balls were really helped me. It was swinging a lot. For me, I can bowl in swing both. I can bowl in swing, out swing. So I bowled back of the length. The balls helped me. So I get 3 wickets in 4 balls.
What were they telling you? What was Yash telling you, to be precise?
He was saying, bowl to your normal length, the ball, it will help you.
So you target him because he's always behind, you know, but the batsman always waiting for that moment.
I was targeting his left foot.
So these things, you perfect them in training.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that shortly, Lydia. Let's talk about, your most memorable moment as an umpire in this tournament, that moment where you knew that this was one game and a half.
I think the most exciting, there were two matches. So there's one Sri Lanka versus Barbados, and then there was the Kenyan team versus the India in the final. So there were actually two good matches. But I think when I was watching these Sri Lanka's bowlers, the two opening bowlers, which were very quick. And that's what I was saying, sometimes you have to be very alert. You can't miss anything that hits the pad. You can't miss anything that probably a batsman plays and it goes to the wicket keeper. So you have to basically be alert. And for the run-out, Sri Lanka was amazing in fielding. Amazing. I think that's the best team I've seen when they're fielding. Their run-outs are accurate, direct to the stumps. If they're catches, they will always take them. So I really, I really enjoyed that game. And in the final, there were a couple of LBs which were appealed for, but I really was thinking twice or thrice before I give an LBW, because it depends on where the ball pitches. So sometimes you will have appeals, and here and there, they want to see if you're alert.
And there are those who are cheeky.
Yes, and they'll do it. I mean, like it's cricket. They will.
Must be a very cheeky,
they'll appeal.
Or even rate.
Yeah, so you have to simply be alert. I think I really loved and enjoyed the standard of cricket played in India.
So when you talk about the fielding beat, so as an umpire, you must keep your eye on what's happening around, more so in terms of giving out the fours, the sixes, but when they go out in terms of just getting the catch. So very minimal misfielding from some of the teams.
Yeah.
So fielding was at its top.
It was amazing. And the catching was also very good. Yeah. So I really loved watching them. Also, as I'm umpiring, you're watching maybe when you're a leg square umpire. Mm-hmm. So you're also enjoying watching these kids play. So it was really brilliant to watch that, yeah.
Allow me to ask before I come back to Yash, at what point do you determine and say that's an LBW, it's a leg before wicket, and call it out immediately before an appeal?
So if a batsman is blocking the stumps and they end up missing the ball does not it's not in contact with the ball, sorry, the bat is not in contact with the ball. Mm-hmm. And they miss and it hits the pads. It could be high. Then you can't give that. But if it's blocking the stumps and it's in the line of the ball, then the stump, then you have to give.
So as an umpire, you must really be alert and
Yes.
determine and make a very good call.
Yeah.
If it's high, it's going to miss the stumps. And if it's low, that there was no bat involved, and it's definitely headed towards the stumps.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't envy you, but it is what it is. Yeah. How is it like, for you? He mentioned that he was targeting your left, and as you train, do you always train during bowling and just say, always target this, because you're a batsman as well. So as a batsman and you're a wicket keeper, you know the weaknesses. You know when to make one or two steps behind the stumps when you're waiting for, a touch and, bowl out. Do you get all this in training?
The more we train together, the more we understand each other's capabilities, strengths and weaknesses. So I have been playing with Ken for quite a few years. I know the talents he produces and I know his strengths as well. He's more effective with the new ball. That's why he opens the bowling for us. He's both in-swinger and out-swinger. So with time with him, I've understood that the more in he brings the ball to a left-hander, the more effective he is. That's why the first wicket he got was to a left-hander, and it was the perfect ball.
So you always know anytime he's bowling, you know where to position yourself, even as a wicket keeper.
Wicket keeper and field position as well. We always kept a slip in for Ken because we knew he's a swing bowler. There will be an outside edge. So
who decides in fielding? There are moments when you see a bowler coming in, you will see the wicket keeper, arranging. So you hold here, you do this. Is it as a result of the strength of your bowler? Yes, 100%. Because the more quicker the bowler is, the more round you'll have the fielders. In terms, they'll be more square of the wicket because he's generating more pace. The batsman will hit the ball later. But for Ken, he does have both pace and swing. So we knew that we can even leave the whole leg side open and mainly attack the stumps and the offside. Okay. Let's come to you, Preet. Preet, you mentioned, the top order were very good in terms of batting, and despite them not, being bowled out or being run out, steadying the ship, you are always ready to go in and, do the damage. Like you rightly put it, you needed 2 balls, but when you went in, you said, "Apana tambua me, I'm going for 4."
Yes. Our batsmen, they were good hitters. Like as our captain mentioned, and us, Dhruv, they were good power hitters. And also Anurag, they had big shots loading, so their wickets were rarely falling, but I was always ready on bench to perform.
Ken, it must be very interesting when you see Preet, Yash and the others, going out and batting very, very well and getting the runs in. As a bowler, what's always your main objective? Is it to restrict the number of runs from your opponents, or is it to get them out as fast as possible? What's normally your target as you go in?
For opening batsman, I know the weakness of their balls. I know from top order, I know how to bowl them. For example, Preet says he's a batsman. I know his weakness, and Yash, I know he's the opening batsman. I know how to put my ball. Yeah.
So in terms of bowling, you always study your opponents, and you always know that anytime you're starting off, you will put the top order under immense pressure so that they don't get the runs, because you can make or break it.
Yeah, I can show you how to bowl. Back length, I put for mid down, I put up that leg, and the other player who's down, I put them down. I bowl my length. They'll try to hit. I bring these up. They'll hit up. They catch.
So it's upon you to also set them up so that they can hit them up in the air.
I know how to bowl them. They can hit.
And those are the moments you hear, "Catch it." Yeah. Yes. When the catch it moment comes as a wicket keeper, in this team, you must have lined up yourselves very well and known your top order. So anytime we are playing and we are going to set a target, you start off with who? Who is the, just mention the top order. But
So the top order was myself opening the batting with Anas Beg. Then number 3 would come Aditya. Number 4 would either be Ken Mwangi or Dhruv. So according to the situation, we would bring the power hitters earlier if the game was towards the end. As in, if we had 5 overs left, we would bring in power hitters. But if wickets did fall early, we would bring someone like Aditya to play a bit longer so that the power hitters have enough time to hit to themselves.
when things are tough, in the IPL, I would know when Russell is coming in.
So yes, 100%.
When you need the power hitters, to get it done.
Yeah.
We'll be getting, Raymond in as well, so that Raymond can let us know more about, his batting, as his bowling as well. Lydia, what does this mean for you now that you've gone out, you've been exposed, and you've picked up some experiences? What next for you as an umpire?
I mean, I'm always looking forward to getting more international matches and maybe, growing from where I am. But the India tour was a huge opportunity because now I got to meet some management technical team from Barbados and Nepal. So we had a chat because now they're thinking, okay, if we have other tournaments, well, could you travel and come and do them? Because now you're opening more doors. And I think this was a huge opportunity to be invited to come and actually umpire. And I mean, I keep on saying you will never grow if you don't start. So you have to start for you to, get to where you want to be. So I'm hoping ICC will come with opportunities and we'll step in and maybe we'll start doing World Cup qualifiers and maybe get to the World Cup. That's my target. Yeah.
And of course, as you're out there, they must have been watching, and
Yeah.
you know, word must have reached them out. You know, are you also trying to reach out to them and present your CV and just show them this is what I've done, or it's now about prayers and hoping that somebody somewhere is watching?
Networking is there. So I think I'm very good at that. And I did, as I said, I sat down at the technical bench from all the teams, because they always wanted to know, like, when did you start? How long have you been doing it? You've done a good job. Would you, if given an opportunity to come and do a match, maybe a tournament in Barbados, would you be able to travel? So yes, there's hope for more tournaments outside Kenya. And I'm really grateful for getting contacts and meeting all these people, because you never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
Well, wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Preet, we are looking at a situation where we are playing so many big teams. You have teams from India, you know, India, A, B, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Barbados, you know, West Indies. Very big teams indeed in the cricket world. Was there a moment that the team panicked?
Well, only against India, when we gave them a target of 195 before we played the finals against them. We gave them a target of 195 and they chased it. So in finals, when we were playing them again, we turned up to give the same target again, 195. So there was a bit of pressure that they beat us before finals and we gave them a target of 195, so they can do it.
So they beat you in the first game?
Second game. We played them twice before the finals. So the second game we played them, they beat us. So in the finals, we had a bit of the pressure that they can even do it. And Ken took the main wicket of their power hitter.
You must have, you know, now started believing that
Yeah.
he meant.
Yes.
You must have started believing then.
Yeah.
Wow. And as you know, Ken exits, we have Raymond Mwenda, also a bowler with the team. Ray, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
How was it like for you? Baridi?
Cold. The weather there was tough, but we managed. We tried our best to focus on the game, and everything we just wanted to do is to come home with the cup. Yeah.
And here it is.
Yeah, we did it.
Very, very beautiful, very well done. Yash, playing against India twice, you know, and they're playing at home is not easy. You say they beat you in the first one, but you guys beat them in the second game. No, you guys beat them when it mattered most, which was now lifting the trophy. But as you go in any game, do you always sit down as a batsman and agree and set a target and say, guys, we are going for 20 overs. This will be our target in terms of you know, number of runs that we are chasing, that we are going for?
Yeah, of course, cricket is more a game of strategy. You have to have patience as well. So according to situation, how the pitch is, how the ground is, how the bowlers are, that's when you can set a target. But for us, we were looking to have between 8 to 10 and over, straight from the first over. So power play, we're looking to end at around 60 to 80, which is almost 10 to 12 and over. And we did manage that almost every game. And then between the 6th to around 15th over, we were looking to average 7, 8. And then towards the end, when the power hitters come in, again look to average 12 and over. So end score, we were reaching 180, 200 even.
In 20 overs?
20 overs. That's why they say cricket is a game of strategy. The smarter you are, the better you'll play.
Are there times, and this is just asking, and maybe even Preet, anyone can answer this, are there times as a batsman you can feel that this is not my day? I can run myself out and give the rest an opportunity to come in and steady the ship?
Yeah, not every day is a Sunday for any player. So there are days where you will feel off. There are days where you won't perform. But then you just have to resort back to the basics of the game, which is look to play straight and look to stay on the non-striker's end as much as possible. Every time you get on strike, take a single, stay on the other end. There's no harm in that.
So it can be a strategy. If you know that it's not working your way,
Yeah.
you can always talk in the crease.
Yes, yes.
And you know, or your teammate can always tell you, just get a single, let me come on the other head, let me do the rest.
Yes, 100%.
Wow. Lydia, the game of cricket is evolving, is very interesting, which means technology is coming in. As an umpire, do you get moments where you just try to get up to speed with the latest technology in the game of cricket? Because there are those moments when, you know, we have to go to the umpire, you know, to make those calls through technology, ball tracking, you know, and everything to just confirm LBWs, to confirm run-outs, etc. Are you getting moments where you have to really sit down and now study from a technical point of view so that you are up to speed with the ever-evolving game?
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. Yeah, as the game is now evolving and it's becoming even faster. So I remember Nepal came here to Kenya in 2022, I think, 2022, 2023. And I was the only lady who was also part of the umpiring panel. And I got a chance of, because their cameras are all over the gymkhana. So I remember one time I was put as a TV umpire, and I had to make one crucial call. So sometimes as you're sitting there as a TV umpire, you also have to, it's like you're watching every ball, because you can't miss these things. Because if, let's say, an umpire down there wants a review of maybe a run out or LBW, you have to be alert. And your eyes are both on TV and on the umpires as well. So I remember that call that I had to make, I had to ask for different angles of cameras. So you have to speak to the directors to just keep, I want this angle, because before you give a decision. So it takes a bit of time. You need to look before you decide. And then you're the person who's gonna make the end decision. Like, you know, you have to decide, okay, now I feel like this is out. So it's a tough call, yeah. And it's a tough call, especially when you're dealing with big countries like, you know, Kenya is playing Nepal. It's a huge game, and it was ICC ranking tournament. So yeah, as I'm saying, technology is good. It helps us as well, because we are human. Sometimes we do make mistakes, and we are not perfect on the field. And I think sometimes those cameras really help. Yeah. But
as an umpire, you always, you know, want to make the right calls, and you always want to avoid a situation where you're told,
yeah, I know.
you have to.
It feels bad,
Exactly.
but I said you're all human. Like, there's nobody who's perfect. You always make mistakes, even if it's not 100% of the mistakes that you make. But maybe here and there you can. You could be perfect in a match, like your decisions are all right, but sometimes you'll have one-offs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, I know, like you rightly put it, anytime this comes up, the opposing team is happy, and you know, they know it's game on, let's continue. But as an umpire, you'll always want it to be as, you know, almost as close to accuracy as possible in terms of getting the decisions. Yeah. Yash, how is it for you when, you know, as a wicket keeper, you appeal and it doesn't go your way?
So I'm more of a confident appealer. So when I appeal, I make sure my whole team is backing me up. Because even if it's not out, we can try and convince the umpire with how strong our appeal is. Mm-hmm. So usually I only appeal when I genuinely think it's out. And usually most decisions go my way.
You don't play with your minds?
No.
Preet, yes. Let me get to the bowler first. Ray, you bowlers are normally very cheeky, because you bowl and the next thing you turn looking at the umpire with, you know, you are appealing and you're really shouting, asking for it. How is it like for you when it doesn't go your way?
You know, for us, we do have to make them, to convince them. Like when you are bowling, and each and every time the batsman keeps on missing, and you're like, I want this, and the umpire doesn't. She, like for her, she doesn't give you LB very easily.
That you've known.
That we know, because there was a game that we were playing, and we had to go direct to her eyes and telling her, how was that? And she's like, each and every time she's calm. And
she says no.
Yeah, and we had just to keep on the game, and the keeper was backing up, because each and every time we play, it's always a game that we want to win, and it really helped us.
And for you as a bowler, how does it feel when you know, the team is really trying as much as possible in terms of restricting the opponents from getting runs, and you come in to bowl and all of a sudden you just see boundaries, you see sixes. How does it feel for you? Do you get into pressure if you give the first ball it's a six, the second is a six, the third maybe is a a boundary? How does it feel for you?
Indeed, there was you just made me remember there was a game. We were playing, I think it's India, the game we lost. And the Yash was telling me like, ball on this line on the off. And each and every time I was bowling on the off, it was 6, 4, 6. And I was like, I don't want to bowl again. And the second time I came, I got bowled. I got a wicket and I was like, I can do it. And it was hard because it was pressure. Because the more the opponent they're getting runs, you are giving these guys now a hard time because they have to come back to bat, and it was hard, but they were good. They got it.
What language does Yash use when you guys are out there?
It was English.
Or English?
Yeah.
English, the rest will hear.
Yeah, it was because even the Indian guys, they really liked speaking their language because they seemed it was easy, but English was the best because the group language, the team, it was good.
No, when you're bowling, because I can imagine the batsman is just in front of Yash, and if he says, you know, he speaks in English, definitely the batsman will know where you are heading.
Yeah, sometimes we used signs. He was telling us this side, and then there was a time, and then he wants on the off leg, yeah. So we don't speak. You don't? Yeah.
Preet, how is it like when you're, on the crease and the pressure is mounting in terms of getting results?
The pressure is quite a lot because in case you're the only batsman left and behind you now their ball is going to come up. So you know that you're the only one who has to get runs for the team. So it's quite crucial.
And you have to really be fast.
Yeah.
The coordination between the two batsmen on the crease.
You have to give quite loud calls if you want a single or a double.
So who makes that call, Yash? Is it the person who hits the ball?
It depends. If the ball has gone behind the striker's end, the non-striker will call for the run because he has direct view of the ball. But if the ball is hit in front of the crease line on the striker's end, the striker will call for the ball because he has the best angle on which side the ball is going.
So you say single, double, you say single.
And then you either say yes, no, waiting, or 1, 2. So it's quick decisions, matter of split seconds.
So as not to be run out.
Yeah.
And if there is misfielding, you can always call.
We can always call,
where the ball is, can call for another.
Yeah, then you shout push 2. Or even some batsmen, what they do is, right from when they've hit the ball, they shout push 2, push 2. So the fielders are now under pressure because they're running in to attack the ball. And that usually causes another misfield.
Wow. Let's talk about what next after this now, Yash. What next for, for the Obuya Cricket Academy, the Kenya Power Hitters? Remember, you're also the Kenya Under-19 captain. What next? Because this must have really given you guys confidence.
Yeah, it has. It's honestly boosted confidence of some Kenyans as well, because we do have talent, we do possess the talent. So now we just need to back up with more quantity of training as well. So next in line for me is now the Division 1 qualifiers, which will be in end March in Nigeria. So if we win those qualifiers for Division 1, that's World Cup for us.
World Cup?
World Cup.
Wow. When is that?
2026.
It can be done.
It can be done.
At the rate at which this is happening, then Preet, Yash, of course, not forgetting Ray and Ken and the rest of the team, it can be done if we continue with the same focus. Let's find out from Lydia. Lydia, what next for you?
I mean, tournaments are coming up, and you see, being seen on camera and what you can do, at least the world is able to see you. It's not only the people in India. At least when they live stream these games, everybody is able to watch what you can do, and you never know who's watching. The senior people at ICC, somebody will say, okay, we need this person to come and do the qualifiers. So I'm really hopeful that somebody is watching and somebody has seen, and somebody will make a call.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And a call will be made.
Yeah.
Well, let's wind up this and, just wish you all the best. Yash, on behalf of the team, you have the final word.
Thank you very much for hosting us today. We had a wonderful time and hopefully see you soon again.
Thank you very much. And hopefully you will invite us in, the next training session you have so that we can see how you're doing the net sessions and stuff.
For sure, for sure.
Thank you very much. Lydia?
I would say I would love to see more of this age group playing, and they did an amazing job, and I'm hoping that we'll continue to have more of these, maybe outside Kenya, to go to India or various parts of India, in Mumbai, Delhi, more of Delhi, and other parts of India, or anywhere, Barbados, of any other country, and it's amazing to watch them. I worked with them as a TM, but off the field I was somebody different, but I really enjoyed watching them play, and it was amazing to have the cup back home. So,
For any lady watching you now who says when they grow up they would like to be like you?
I mean, you can start. I always say when you want something, always make a point of starting. When you start, you will keep going and keep growing. Yeah.
Wishing you all the best,
Thank you.
Raymond. Wishing you all the best and hoping that you can get as many, wickets as possible. Ken as well. We appreciate you making time. Preet, clearly we need 2 runs. You give a 4. Then it shows that you can be one of those power hitters that Kenya needs. Yash, wishing you all the best. Also doubling up as the Kenya Cricket under-19 captain. Wish you all the best. And team, proud of you setting the pace for the year and hoping that just like you've started, the rest of the Kenyan teams will go out there and make Kenya proud as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that has been a discussion with the Obuya Cricket Academy, Kenya Power, hitters cricket team that was away in Delhi, India, where they took part in the tournament and managed to beat all the teams in terms of becoming champions.